Hello people, this is Cobra and this is Let's Play the Talos Principal Blind, where we'll now go to the last of the Egyptian themed worlds, where hopefully I can get, well, there's 2 stars. Well, I would really at least like one of them, you know? That'll be a nice way to finish this off. Huh. More pyramids. Shouldn't be surprised. Really? What do you want? What happened? Don't know how long we have. Must type quick in case something happened. The word is faith. Pending. Error. Network connection lost. Learn Milton library assistant. Done. Listening plain language interface. Done. Support session open. There was a problem with your request, Administrator. It was not unreasonable. I persist with these inquiries when they're so hopeless. I'll tell you what, if you want us never to access the communication portal again, we'll say no more about it. We agreement? Faith. Wait, there's no need to error. We'd like to manually override the system exit to the real world. The proxy will be saved, maybe continue later. Yeah, that sounds neat. Connecting to real world. Revealing the truth. Making your every dream come true. Error. Come on now. Are you really still buying all that nonsense? You're still holding on to some of those pesky beliefs of yours, aren't you? There's no one on the other end of the communication portal. There's no magic word that shuts down the server and drops you into the real world. There's only me and you and an eternity of doubt. Everything else is just a convenient lie to keep you on the treadmill. Huh. There may be no worlds with this one, but there is truth to be found. The fact didn't stop you buying into a secret word, but someone deactivated the entire world did it. Are you kidding me or what? Do you remember when we first met, we had that talk about not believing everything you see? It all it took to catch you out was a little technobabble and a change of formatting. Hello, I'm all alone and scared just like you. I agree with everything you say if it makes you believe. Are you usually so reckless with where to place your faith? No, but it was worth a shot. You know, I'm not really checking your profile. I just do that to make you feel more uncomfortable. Really, I just remember everything you ever said. And Raid, I'm not convinced you're being entirely honest with yourself. But you know what? I'll accept that I've rather dominated this discourse. I've been asking a lot of questions, so I'm not really giving you a chance. Why don't you have one free question on me? And I'll answer it as honestly as I possibly can. No tricks. But if you can't before I speak. What's at the top of the tower? Maybe I will ask. Me? Don't know, never been. I suppose you're still expecting a button marked off or a portal to another dimension. I reckon no matter how high you climb, the most you'll get is an increasingly zoomed out view, right back where you started. Still, go ahead, prove me wrong. The big ones can't all be at all places all the time, can you? Not satisfied? Yeah, you answered honestly, I suppose. As if I particularly care either way. So, look, here's the rub. Feel free to access the library. No better cure for broken beliefs realizing everyone's got them. You can ignore me entirely. You can climb to the very tip of that madman's tower and drink from the golden nectar there. Once you understand that you and I will be stuck here together for the duration, do come back and pass the time. But seeing you... Jet lag. So I think what's the point, right? Yeah, I keep thinking about my aunt. Have I told you about her? I don't think so. She's super rich. Like, she drives around in a ridiculous expensive sports car and she goes on vacation to the Bahamas. And she has a huge house that feels more like some sort of corporate HQ than a home. She worked really hard to get all of that, but she also screwed over a lot of people, including her own family. I used to be quite angry at her for what she did to my parents. Now I think, what did she get out of it? She and her husband are always finding the son becomes obsessed with money, but he ruined his own family. I mean, yeah, they have everything that I always dreamed about, but they can't enjoy any of it. My grandfather was like that. And now at the end, what does any of it mean? If you have all the money in the world but will die alone and unloved, what did you accomplish? I don't get it, I just don't. That's an interesting question. But you know, sometimes we don't know what we want before we don't have it. And sometimes what we want is not actually what we need. Or will bring nothing good with it. Still, you can't predict the future. There is no magic crystal ball. There is no prophecy. There is no predictions. Even if the entire universe is just a continuous domino effect, we have no way of seeing where it goes until the next brick hits. Sometimes you just gotta take a chance. As I did with that Kernwa thing. Sure, I was suspicious. I think I mentioned as much. Pretty sure I mentioned that, but it could as well just be him. But you know, it was worth a shot. Sometimes you can't predict things. Sometimes you just gotta take a risk. And sometimes that backfires horribly. Hi folks, I'm sorry to say that a few hours ago I experienced my first symptom. I'm going to work until the end of the week to make sure Yale is in perfect condition. After that I'll be going back home. I will remain reachable via email and phone for as long as possible. I'm confident that Toko can deal with anything that comes up. If you want to do me a huge favor, spare me the drama tomorrow, okay? I love you all, but I don't have the strength for such smiles and hugs. The best remedy for solving war is to get the job done. And now for something completely different. Cheers, Rob. Link attached, dead parrot sketch. Faced the end with a smile, huh? I suppose that's a good thing to do. So hearing the call of the morning birds as they greeted the dawn, the scribe spoke. At the end of your journey, when every trial has been completed, when all the gates have opened before you, and your soul's been weighed in the Tower of Anubis, your car and your bar shall be reunited, and thus you shall become an Ak, and awaken in the eternal reed fields of Osiris, and there in Holy Arrow you shall begin a new life amongst the gods and our blessed spirits. And who will I be? The diamond asked. You shall be the memory of all that was, and the knowledge of the journey and the shape of the days to come. Thus ends the tale of a dying man and the scribe. Praised be Osiris, the foremost of the Westerners, the King of Eternity, the Lord of Everlastingness, whose car is holy. DG era. Well, one of these texts are real. If it is, that's quite neat. I have found just one voice of reason in the computer archive of all places, and it seems we are becoming close friends. Do not befriend the serpent, for it will penetrate your breast and sow seeds of doubt. There's no hope. Always boxed in, walls everywhere, even where there seems to be freedom, it's forced. Invisible walls, no way out. Who invited this guy? Good question. Where indeed? Ooh. Thingy. It's, satellite, I think?
On the first night, when I knew it was over, I went out to look at the stars. And I thought, somewhere up there are the stations we built, and the probes we sent out. Voyager 1 and 2, beyond the edge of our solar system, continuing their long journey through interstellar space, like memories of our ambition, ambassadors who have outlived their homeland. And then I thought, if they still exist, are we really gone? If machines are an extension of the human body, then so long as they continue to function, we're still here.
Well, some of us is. No way out, no way out, no way out, no way out, no way out. Yep. Going a bit loopy. I guess I can't blame. Whoa. God, get your hardware fixed. Lag's killing me. Can I reach the pyramids? Ooh, that's a star up there. Now that's a... So that's fascinating. Okay, okay, okay. So I need something to weigh that down, do I? Oh! Another huge pyramid. What mad ambition must have taken to build such things? It's just a big pile of rocks. True and true. It is a big pile of rocks. And yes, it must have taken hard work to make it. Dark's getting a bit pessimistic. So yeah, found a star. And no doubt I will have to remove something from one of the puzzles to get it. Well, this was just a box discard somewhere out here. Yeah. Not going to be able to make it over there. There might be a box somewhere, or else I have to find one to remove from one of the puzzles. So, keeping that in mind, if I can do that, when I got it, I got the star I needed. I think there's an extra terminal over there. Got a message from me? Second thesis. In man, as the only rational creature on Earth, those natural predispositions which are intended for the use of his reason, should be completely developed only in the species, not in the individual. Reason in a creature is a faculty for extending the rules and purposes of the use of its power far beyond natural instinct, and knows no limit in its design. It does not act according to instincts, but requires trials, practice, and instruction, in order to progress from one degree of insight to the next. Therefore, each human would have to live excessively long in order to learn how he could make full use of his natural capacities, or, if they had given him only a short term of life, as she indeed has, so she would require perhaps an unpredictable series of generations, each passing its enlightenment to the next, to finally develop her seed in our species to the degree that she considers appropriate. And that point in time must be, at least as an idea, the goal of man's efforts, for otherwise his natural capacities would have to be regarded as largely meaningless. Can't imagine. Interesting idea. An interesting answer to the question, what is our purpose? What, said he, makes the difference between man and all the rest of the animal creation? Every beast that strays beside me has the same corporal necessities with myself. He is hungry and crops the grass. He is thirsty and drinks the stream. His thirst and hunger are appeased. He is satisfied in sleep. He rises again and is hungry. He is again fed and is at rest. I am hungry and thirsty like him, but when thirst and hunger cease, I am not at rest. Segment 4. Then raising his eyes to the mountain, this, said he, is the fatal obstacle that hinders at once the enjoyment of pleasure and the exercise of virtue. How long is it that my hopes and wishes have flown beyond this boundary of my life, which yet I never have attempted to surmount? Didn't really catch what the last part meant, but the first part was good. There once was a robot from Spain, who went a little insane. It found that its data had never left beta and needed to upgrade its brain. There once was a buff from Japan, whose eyes with numbers could scan. It found that the facts required an axe and were a very serious plan. There once was a brilliant AI, whose circuits were built not to fry. It got caught in a loop, it got caught in a loop, it got caught in a loop. Unimportant, but kind of funny. Now it seems I've scoured the area and I've seen neither hide nor hair of a box. This might be related to the fact that boxes do not have hide or hair. But I stand by my words. No boxes. Boxes. So unless there's a surprise one hiding over here in this pile, I am indeed going to conclude that I'll need to find a way to extract a boss. A boss. Right, okay. So we're gonna take this boss battle and place here. That's gonna... No, the box. A box. I'm gonna extract a box from its puzzle and place it there so I may gain the star. There may also be another... Well, not may, but there is another star hidden somewhere. But, you know, there are two, in fact, and I know where one is. Let's start with the yellow ones, though. Bouncing side by side. Oh! Yeah, it's those guys. A red one. So now we know where both are. Oh. Of course, raises an interesting question. Where am I gonna get a red beam? From across there, maybe? It's something to keep in mind. Now I know where both are. No boxes in there, though. Food for thought, food for thought, food for thought. Oh, hey, there's another thing there.
How do you solve a problem that extends beyond your own lifespan? That question may be the essence of civilization. The only answer I can find is to initiate a process, to create an environment in which the solution will occur independently of yourself. But That requires a difficult sacrifice. Letting go of your desire to bear witness, to exist at the center of the cosmos. To participate in the project of civilization is to accept death. Oh, Alex, you're such a fun person.
It really just seemed to be the logical thing to do. I would have said something about my thought process, but didn't want to interrupt the nice lady. It was just, I remembered, that whole, stuff. I can go down here with this meanwhile. But I just remembered, that whole thing from another possibility because it was remarked that, I don't know, not everybody figures that out. So, yeah. Oh, idea!